Welcome to Season 4 of the Talking Lead AK KORNER, proudly presented by Century Hall.
So anyway, long story short, yeah, I went ahead and I bought myself, so I treated myself. I went to Guitar Center.
Is that the place to get guitars, Guitar Center?
Well, there's one near here. And it was the 4th of July weekend, and I knew they would be running a holiday sale, because they always do. That's their thing.
Did you get one with the American flag on it?
No. No, but
what kind did you get?
It's called a, what the hell is it called? It's called a Ravenwood or some shit.
Ravenwood? I'm not familiar with guitars.
I can't remember.
I just know like Gibson's or
well, yeah, I've got a
Taylor.
I got a Jackson electric and I got a Les Paul electric, and this one is like it's like a, I don't know, Tanglewood. Yeah, it's called the Tanglewood. It's a black guitar, and the crazy thing is I've been out of it for so long that I didn't realize how so much things have changed. This acoustic guitar, it's an electric acoustic, meaning you can plug it into an amp, and it has a built-in tuner.
Is it acoustic once you make it electric though?
Yeah, it's still acoustic.
I thought acoustic was like not plugged in.
Well, yeah, I know it's, you're like, what? But no, it sounds like it comes through the amp like an acoustic guitar, but you can just make it louder.
Okay.
And it has a built-in freaking tuner.
The guitar itself does?
Yeah, it's a digital tuner. It's built into the guitar.
Nice.
It's battery operated. I was like, what?
Sounds like it'll play itself if you wanted it to.
No, it's not really quite a player, but it's fun.
Let's
it's fun.
see
the
owner of Taylor Guitar, his name. Anyway, I had him on the show.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Anyway, he donated a guitar for the Sheepdog Impact Assistance, their annual charity auction.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I figured you'd have a guitar since you're a country music sensation.
Man, I do good to play air guitar. I'm more of an air drum kind of guy.
There you go. Beating on the steering wheel as you're driving through traffic.
Yeah, exactly. Banging on shit.
So everybody else is going to come in late.
Well, they could be right on time because they still got 3 minutes.
We know that Keeney's going to be late. That's just a given.
Joe said he was going to join. Let me text him and see if.
So he's a man. Yeah.
Let's see if he's got the email I sent. And then Jay was going to, but he's got bronchitis.
Bronchitis? He ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, so.
It's bronchitis.
It may just be you and me.
Oh, wow.
It may be
something.
Just the two of us.
And it's funny. It's almost like I've got all these friends, and it's like they're chasing each other's tail, from one company to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, around.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with everybody.
Oh, you're telling me, people, I used to have my finger on the pulse, man, and I knew just about everybody at every major company, and anymore,
yeah.
No,
it's close. Like you'll get your foothold in with one company with this one person, and then as soon as you get everything just solid, then they're somewhere else.
Oh yeah, and then they go off somewhere else. But that can be a good thing because now you automatically have an in at that new company.
Right, but if you didn't establish a second foothold in that previous,
like,
then you're starting all over again. Yeah.
Oh, I was that way with Taurus for a while. I had a guy at Taurus who was like my guy. Mm-hmm. And this is way back when in the 90s when I was writing for magazines and stuff. And then he disappeared, and it was just like, well, and then they went through like marketing guys like underwear, used underwear. It was like every other month there was a new marketing guy, or they're like, well, we're just letting the sales department handle marketing for now because we don't have anybody. And I'm like, oh gosh.
Oh, and you can tell the companies that do that too.
Oh.
You can absolutely tell.
Oh man,
who has streamlined their marketing and sales departments?
Great.
That's always fabulous.
Oh, remember when a few years ago when Aklys did that? Aklys
I've never heard of Aguila. Who's Aguila?
Aguila Ammunition, the Mexican ammo company.
Oh,
their BFD was when they came. They're the ones who came out with the mini shells.
yeah.
Right, the hater tots. They came out with those.
I always call them Aquila or something like that.
Well, it's whatever, Aguila. It means eagle in Spanish. But they came out with the little mini shells, and they were the only company to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, but they could never fulfill demand. Everybody wanted them, but they couldn't find them. Blah blah blah. Well, they decided that they launched Aguila USA. They had an office in Texas. They were going to push the company American sales, and I was like, great. They had like a whole marketing team, and they were going to do stuff. Man, they were going to sell ammo, and they were going to do good stuff. And I'm like, great. And then I don't know, the ownership or whatever. One day they're like, you know what? Sales are down. We're just going to fire the whole marketing department and just let sales handle marketing.
Just cook our books a little bit.
There you go.
Just get rid of all these salaries so our books look better before we sell.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, well, I guess we're done with them. And of course they went, and
that's the first sign. Yeah.
Yeah. And the big thing that they had, their niche item was the mini shells, but I knew it was only a matter of time before somebody else did. And Federal was the smart one that did it, because of the Shockwave. Federal, the Shockwave is the gun that basically resurrected the mini shell, because people were like, I can take this little Shockwave thing and I can stuff 9 shells in it, 8 or 9 shells.
You know that the extended length KSG from Keltec?
Oh yeah,
you can get like, I don't know, 50 of them in that or more.
You can put in the regular one, you can put 12 in one. So you can start out with 25.
Yeah.
In the regular
size one, and then that extra longer one, you can hold even more. It's crazy.
You can't even find that many. You can't even find that many to buy.
Those shells.
Well, the crazy thing is now Federal is in the same position that Aguila was in. They're struggling to keep up with the sales on them. And
isn't every ammo company right now just on everything?
Not really. I mean, if you look, I get probably 5 or 6 emails a day from everybody. I get it from Primary, from PSA, from Classic, from AIM Surplus.
It's still up.
Ammo to go.
It's still up expensive though, from what?
Well, it's because of inflation. If it wasn't for the inflation rate, ammo would be back down to 2019 prices.
Yeah, that's where we need them.
But it's not going to be, because we just allowed ourselves to roll over and take it.
Have you noticed that there's
shitbag fucking?
There's still shortages on primers and casings and stuff, or are everybody caught up on that, you think?
I haven't had any issue. I know that that kind of ebbs and flows, because they only make, because they're making the primer machines are the same machines they make 22 ammo on. And so it kind of it goes back and forth. But the regular stuff, 9, 223, 762, 308, that's all out there. People are like, well, it's more expensive than I want to pay. I'm like, here's the deal. Whether it's more expensive, more than you want to pay for it or not, that's not changing anytime soon.
You don't think so? You don't think the next?
No, not with inflation
this
the way
election cycle goes through?
Yeah, if we were able to stop the fraud and retake the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't happen, then the answer is no. Guns are back.
The price is falling. Yeah, they're falling.
Oh, yeah.
They're falling pretty good on those. Especially ARs, man. You can get some good deals on some ARs right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you follow PSA, they're always doing the scratch.
PSA had was it one of those their GF3s, is that what they call them? The second gens or something like that. I don't know. For $6.99 they had one. A blim. They call it a blim, which is nothing wrong with it. They just do that so they can lower the price.
The finish is screwed up or something like that, or the parkerizing got screwed up.
But it's not.
I'm like, dude.
They just call it blim so they can go against the pricing of their
so they can go under MSRP.
MSRP, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I've gotten blem stuff before, and I was like, I flipped this thing over 36 times, and I don't see where the blem
Can't
is, but
find
whatever.
anything wrong with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but just and since I'm at Jared's house, I don't have my armory. Like I can't just get up and walk over
you don't have show and tell
and grab stuff like usual.
Where's Jared's
Usually
stuff?
you said, "Hey, do you have one of those things?" And I just walk over and grab it.
I know. I've got a couple of folders that I can use for show and tell. I've got a side folder, 2 side folders, and then I got a pin and welded under folder.
Oh, you got one of those. Yeah. Those are awesome. I actually have one of those.
I'm surprised if you didn't. Yeah,
they're fantastic.
Have you tried to change yours out and get the folder to work?
No, you can't. Well, they welded it.
Well, I know, but there's a way you can. There's like kits they make for these.
Oh, they do? They have kits?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you could. That's what I was thinking about when I got that. I was like, if you get somebody to just put like a pick rail on it, and then you could brace it.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't look,
Doesn't look as cool.
Doesn't look authentic,
Yeah. We could go ahead and start if you want to.
All right, let's do it, man. I mean,
because I got the competition to talk about, and I just got back from Gunfest at Sturgis.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, let's not do the radio until we're on the radio.
All right, lead heads, we are back with the August edition of the Talking Lead AK Corner, presented by Century Arms. This is episode 8, the 8th episode of season 4. And we're going to be talking a little bit about different folders, different AKM, AK-47, AK-74s, whatever pops up, folders, and some furniture. And joining me, it looks like we've got one of our special guests joining us so far, is none other than Professor Paul Markel. Welcome in.
Yes, indeed. Yes, the early one, the one who actually shows up on time, that would be me.
Like we were discussing earlier, it's like you understand and if you say you're going to do a show, a podcast, then you got to do it, because otherwise you leave the host out high and dry.
There's only been one time, I think, in recent memory that I spaced. I totally spaced and missed a show. But other than that, I try. I don't
think you missed any of mine.
Well, I didn't miss any of yours. It was somebody else's. But I try now. I set an alarm on my phone, because often when people say that,
right,
it's a few days before, and they're like, "Hey, you want to do it on Thursday?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then, everything happens, and Thursday comes and goes, and I'm not even thinking about it.
It's like one of the greatest inventions on this phone that I found was the calendar, and that you can put
the calendar
reminders in there.
The alarm.
That has helped me in the past couple of weeks so much.
So you just got back from Gunfest, and while you were at Gunfest, we were at our own Gunfest in Wyoming. I don't know if you saw any of the photos that we put up.
No, what were you doing?
Well, we were doing the long range. Every year we do a long range, high elevation, long range precision class.
Okay.
Well, this is the same range we've been talking about for years and years. We've been doing it since 2017 in Wyoming, and our range is about 7,300 feet above sea level, and we kind of, since we've been doing it, we get a good mix now. We have mix of new people, and then we have students that come back.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, they come out for the first time, and they kind of get the bug, and they go back home, and maybe they get a different rifle, or they upgrade their rifle, or they get a can, or a new scope or whatever, and then they come back and take it again. And generally not generally, they always do much better. And the second time and get out farther and so forth. So yeah, while I was watching your videos, I saw you were, because it's funny, one of our students actually came, and then he left and went directly up to Sturgis after the class was over.
Yeah.
He brought his motorcycle on a trailer, and he took the course, and then he went and zipped up to Sturgis.
Yeah, I think everybody was there. It's pretty crowded.
There's a lot of people there. That's good.
Yeah, and we're going to do a special episode on that, lead heads. I'm going to get my traveling crew. We're going to do a little podcast. We're going to talk about our trip up to Sturgis, while we were at Sturgis and Gunfest, and then our trip back. So that should be pretty interesting episode. So stay tuned for that. But this is the Talking Lead AK Corner, and we're going to talk AKs and comm block guns, and hell, we may even talk ARs and who knows what else on this show.
We'll talk whatever we want to talk about because we're Americans.
We're Americans, by God.
We're Americans.
That's how it works.
Whatever we want.
That's how this train works. But before we do that, I want to give you guys a heads up on the giveaway, the Talking Lead Century Arms BFT 47 AK-47 giveaway contest that we're doing. We've gotten a lot more participation since I extended it, and you've got until September 10th to get your submissions in. And if you're new to the show, you're just listening to the podcast, you're saying, what is this giveaway you're talking about? Well, Century Arms has put up one of their AK-47s, their new BFT 47s, which Paul has had the pleasure of shooting. I think you own one of those.
Yep.
And
yes, indeed.
I went out this weekend and got some trigger time on one. Me and Drew went out to the Talking Lead Ranch and got some target practice in on several of their guns. Their Canics, got the new Mete, got some trigger time on that, really like it. And their AP5 was fun to shoot too. I enjoyed that. So
did you shoot the SFX Mete or
Yep.
the okay.
Yep.
All right.
The SF, the extended slide and the regular. They had both of those out there. Really dig the triggers on those.
Oh, they're good guns. And that's the insane thing about where we're at right now is their companies making such good guns for such good prices. 20 years ago, you'd had to pay $1,000 to get a gun that ran that well with that many features on it.
Yeah, at least. I mean, that'd be the minimum. It's probably more than that, the features that they've got on those guns. But for their price point where you can get those, it's very affordable. There's no reason you should own a freaking, what are those brick guns? High Point.
No.
You can get into a Canic for just as cheap as you could a
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you can get
I don't know, aftermarket.
The high points are like 189.
Are they back? Are they below 200 now?
Yeah, they're. Okay. I think their MSRP
I stand
is like
corrected.
229. But
spend the extra $50 and get a Canic.
Well, the thing is you spend. You don't. There's no really. People spend money on these art-hearted Gucci Glocks. You know, these guys make these golden trigger Gucci Glocks for $2,500.
Put all these cuts in them.
I've never been able to figure that out. I mean, other than it's just man jewelry.
Yeah. It's fashionable. It's fashionable. Everybody's got their own taste.
The trigger's so much better. Yeah, and you know how you make a Glock trigger better? You shoot the mother lover.
Yeah, you make this better.
Yeah, you go out and shoot 1,000 rounds, and it'll feel great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it doesn't feel great out of the box, though. It's like, why don't you go train, mother lover? See how I'm.
You can say mother lover on here. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can say that.
It's just, I mean, bless their hearts. These people that are selling this gun jewelry. Bless their hearts.
Hey, there's a market for it, obviously.
Oh, I know, but the thing is, if before you bought one of those, you could buy a Mete pistol for every member of your family.
Oh, absolutely. You could arm your whole family. Or you could
buy one gun. You could buy one Gucci Glock. Hey, everybody's got choices to make, man. I don't care. Make your own choices.
Hey, that's why there's variety, man.
That's right. That's why there's Chevys and Cadillacs. That's right.
I like variety. Yeah. I dig variety. But we were talking about the contest. So
yeah, the contest.
BFT. So we've got several great entries so far. If I've not reposted yours on the Talking Lead Instagram page, then that means I haven't seen it, or maybe you didn't do all the things you needed to do correctly. So I'm going to run through the what you got to do to be eligible for this. So take a phone, take a camera, do a picture, do video of you with any Century Arms firearm. It could be anything that they've made, manufactured, or anything that they've imported. Now, there's been a couple of pictures with some Meaux Guns that look pretty cool that I liked. You've had Viscas. You've had some, what's their older, the C39s? Is that what they are?
Oh yeah, the C30, the Wassers.
I've seen Wassers in some of your posts. And I've seen Canics. Even Canics are eligible for this. So anything manufactured or imported by Century Arms, that needs to be like the main thing. But what we're also looking for is in the background. Maybe you've done some product placement and given some of our other sponsors some love. So IWI, I've seen some additional Galils and their new Mossad. Is it Masada or Mossad pistol?
It's probably Masada.
I think it's Masada, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Masada.
I've seen a couple of those in some pictures too, and it's great, and I love seeing it. Occam, I've seen Occam defense rifles in the background, and Seal 1, and Mission First Tactical, and Factory 47, and all kinds of stuff. So the more of that you have in with your video or your picture in the background, you don't have to. It's not a requirement, but you're going to get some brownie points from me, you know. And I'm not a judge.
I need to get in on this, man. I need to break something out. I've been reviewing Century guns for at least 20 years.
Well, you should just get a big pile of all your Century guns and make a fort.
Trying to think of
make a fort with them.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back in my mind brain and think of the oldest gun that I have from Century.
You probably got some pretty old ones.
Did the host phone just go off?
Because look who it is. It's Joe Moe, who's supposed to be joining us.
Oh, bring him on. Hey, Joe.
It's just. Did you forget we're recording the show? Hey, Joe. He hung up.
Where are you going with that gun in your hand? Oh. They had some wild stuff.
Joe Moe.
Sorry. Hey, bro.
What are you doing, buddy?
I came home to a broken-ass AC unit in my house, so I've been dealing with that and got distracted.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Yeah. Just got the window unit in the window.
Is it cooling off?
Not really. It's a hot as shit, but it will cool off.
Well, damn. I hate to hear that.
You got other guests on right now?
Paul's on here with me right now.
Okay.
So if you want to jump on. We started.
Yeah, let me see if I can get in.
Okay.
All
right. See. Isn't that rude? Isn't that rude?
That's funny.
It's like we're recording at 7, and then he knows we're recording, and then he calls.
That's funny. And, well, he's the one who had to live in Louisiana, where it's like Africa hot.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah.
Although it's been kind of Africa hot in, I'm over in Salt Lake Valley right now with Jared.
Yeah.
And it got to 95 today.
Dang.
That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
So let's talk about the giveaway.
Cool. All right, talk about the giveaway.
Let me get through the giveaway.
We're talking about it, man. I told you that
you're thinking about you're going to enter. Yeah.
Century gun and
if you're not going to be a judge, then you can enter. You are eligible to enter.
They're not going to send me a gun.
Judges you got to win the contest first, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's not going to be auto. You're automatically assuming you're going to win. So there you go. Paul has thrown the gauntlet down to you leadheads. So make a post. I said it could be a picture, it could be a video. We've had some very good videos. I've been impressed with some of those. We've had some good pictures too. But if you submitted one, because I've extended this several times, and you're not happy with yours, and you're like, oh, this is like a lot more serious than what I thought. People are actually getting into this. And you can submit another one. But I'm only going to take one of your submissions, so you need to make sure you designate which one I'm taking. Otherwise, I'll just pick one when we do the judging, and that's the one that our judges are going to judge. But, what do you say here? I don't have any AC in my house with the PC.
With the PC.
So I assume Joe's probably not going to join us.
He's probably out. All right.
He's probably out. It's probably just going to be me and Paul. Brian Keeney's supposed to join us. Brian's got a hurt shoulder. So Murphy's Law has ruled, I think, this month.
Oh, man.
But we'll see.
Well, I will do my absolute best. So
we'll just make it whatever we want to talk about.
What tags have to be in the post?
So on the post, when you make your post, you got to make sure you tag Talking Lead because,
of course,
then I'll be able to see it. I'll know. I get notifications when people tag me, and that's, you have to use the little at talking lead, not hashtag talking lead. That's not tagging.
Yeah, that's not tagging.
And there's an actual little tool on it that says tag people. So if you hit that,
it's crazy.
I will get notified, hopefully, that you've made a post. The hashtag that I required our listener to use, Paul, was TLBFT47. That's the mandatory.
Talking lead BFT47. There you go.
TLBFT47. But Instagram has banned that.
They're such homosexuals.
They are.
Oh man,
they so are. Somebody in the community,
pirates.
And I'll pull it up here. If you go to Instagram and you try to do a search for the hashtag TLBFT47,
it says it violates their safety community standards. And
it says,
dude,
the community has reported some content.
Oh,
so
yeah,
somebody,
the community, yeah.
Somebody flagged us as something. I don't know. So
some Karen out there. You know the hashtag Duracoat has been flagged by Instagram as the community. The community has reported this.
Duracoat?
Yeah, the hashtag Duracoat, DURA coat, has been. You can't use it because it's been reported as a.
And you can't contest it. I see nowhere where I can contest this.
No. It's like fascist book. You contest them. They're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that. But we're just going to be little fascists anyway, so don't worry about it.
But despite them, I still want you to use that hashtag TLBFT47.
Screw them.
I can't see the post. I can't search the post by that, but I still want to do it just to piss them off. But make sure you hashtag Talking Lead, you tag Talking Lead, you tag all our sponsors. Obviously, Century Arms, you want to tag them. And then tell us what it is in the picture that you've got so that we don't miss anything. So, which Century Arms firearm is it that you've got in there? What other products do you have that's in there? You can go and look at some of the other posts that our listeners have done up to now and get an idea. But I want to see creativity. I want you to be creative. I want you to have fun with it, but be safe also, because maybe somebody was unsafe in one of their posts. I don't know.
No jumping on trampolines.
No jumping on trampolines with your gun, yeah. But if you don't own a Century Arms firearm, I've told you this 100 times, go to your local gun store, go to your range. They have rental programs there. They will let you try it out, or just hold one and have them take a picture of you while you're holding it, or do a video or something interviewing.
Yeah, hey, bro, can I hold your gun, bro?
Absolutely. Interviewing the salesman, have him tell you all about the gun. We'll test his knowledge of the firearm that he's showing you. But be creative with it. You can do anything.
I want to hold it.
Now getting a magazine, Paul, with a Century Arms and taking a picture of a gun in a magazine, I don't think that really qualifies. I don't think that should qualify. I think you need to actually have a firearm a real firearm in your hand, or be creative, kind of like one of our listeners, where he may or may not have photoshopped one in his hand. I don't know. But that was creative, and I'll let that one fly. So it was kind of cool.
I found one. I tell you what.
What did you find?
I found one. I've got one, and I'm gonna do this while we're talking. I'm gonna do this. It's of the Ep8. So.
Okay, a video that you did with the Ep8?
Oh, it's a photo.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Here you go.
So I made a little post earlier, a few days ago, just reminding everybody about the contest when it ends, and then I did my own little. This is an example of what you could do, And I ran one of their AKs, and I ran the Ep8, and I think I had the Canics in that video too, but I don't remember. But they're fun to do. Have fun with it. That's what it's meant to do. And then September, next month's episode of the AK Corner, I'm going to have the panel of judges, like I said, and we're going to take each one of those, probably narrow it down to like top 3 or something, and then the judges will vote and their ruling will be who the winner is.
There you go.
And of course, all state, federal, local laws apply. If you're not, if you can't legally own a firearm, you're not eligible. You're not going to get it because we're going to ask for FFLs and all that stuff. And so,
see how you are.
You know,
See how you are. All right, I just joined your contest. I just did it.
I mean, you just entered right now.
I just entered your contest right now. I just did what you said. That's how I am. That's how I roll. So there you go.
All right. So there you go. It's official. Paul cannot be a judge now.
I didn't know if I didn't think I was in the running anyway. So
there's some good ones. Oh, there's a couple of good ones.
What do you want to talk about?
So originally what we were going to be talking about was let me turn my mic down a little bit. We were going to be talking about different AK folders and furniture. So, and Andrew was kind of his idea, and he's, real big into that, and he knows a lot about it, but I don't think he's going to be joining us today. So.
Yeah, and he's MIA, so there you go.
He's at Thunder Ranch having a good time, which I would much rather be at Thunder Ranch as well, I think.
Well, there you go. There you go. So I can tell you this. When it comes to underfolders, there's two basic kind of underfolders. There's the stamped underfolder, and then there's the machined or milled underfolders.
Yeah, just kind of like you got AKs. You got the AK milled, you got the AK stamped.
But not receiver. It's the actual stock.
The actual stock is.
Yeah, the actual stock. Now, a lot of people, a lot of folks hate underfolders because because they'll rack your cheekbone. Like they put
because you can't get a good cheek weld. You got to go
They beat your jawbone.
There's no padding. It's just all straight sharp metal.
Yeah. So there's probably one of the biggest offenders of that is the Zastava underfolder. The Zastava underfolder has a stamped folded stock. It's a sheet metal stamped folded stock, and it's kind of rectangular. Yeah. And if you're familiar with a company called Samson Manufacturing, they actually make a cheek piece
to go on that.
That fits on there. Of course, it's only on one side, but you can put. They have an aluminum cheek piece that you can put on there, and I've got one, and it works really, really well.
And it's Samson or Samson?
Sam, Samson, like the guy from the Bible, like the strong guy.
Samson Manufacturing.
Yeah, they've got an underfolder cheek piece that actually and it works, and you can fold it. I mean, it has enough clearance that you can fold it up. You can put it on there, you can fold it, you can underfold it for storage, and then you can unfold it and use it. And it works really well.
So I'm on their website right now. I was going to try to pull that up.
And it keeps you from getting that whacked in your jawbone, basically, by that. But Century has a Wasser 10 UF, a Wasser 10 underfolder. Now, the Wasser underfolder is a different style of stock. It's more like bar stock than it is sheet metal, and it's rounded. And it actually is, I believe, if you look at it, it has a little greater of an angle. So when you shoulder that, your cheek is basically just in outer space, but you don't have to. There it is. Yeah, that's it right there.
That's right. The cheek rest.
Yeah, the cheek rest. It works really well if you have not a round one.
Yeah.
If you have one of these stamped, the typical stamped sheet metal underfolder stocks.
Yeah,
it works really well on that.
Got the two arms and the two little feet. To make the shoulder.
But frankly, I've got the Wasser underfolder, and I like it way better than that model. You don't need that on that. So the Wasser underfolder is kind of, I think it's I don't know, maybe it's a best kept secret or what, but
the Wasser underfolder. So you think it's comfortable? You think it's actually comfortable?
Oh yes, it actually is. It's way more comfortable than the folded stamp sheet metal ones. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Definitely. I think Century still has them in their catalog. Last time I checked, they did, but it's been a little bit.
Well, if we had Century person on here, they could answer that for us.
That would be cool if there was someone from Century
Somebody
here to
from
actually
Century
answer that question. Yeah,
that could help us with that, but they're not on here at the moment. Let's see. Look like Atlantic may have one. Let's see. There's not. There's an AKMS underfolder assembly. That's the Polish one. There's a washer. Here's one. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, I think they kind of come and go. You know, they get them in lots, and once they're gone, they're gone. I've had one for a while though.
So is this the one?
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it. So when you take a close look at the stock, you see how it doesn't look squared off or rectangular like the other one did.
It looks more of a tubish kind of.
Yeah, like bar stock. It's like bar stock is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is, if you're gonna get an underfolder, I think that's a superior design actually to the other one.
The other one looks more sturdy. I guess
that
maybe
one's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's steel.
thicker. Yeah.
I mean, it's.
But the other one's
steel.
stamped, and thus it's not going to be as strong as this rolled one right here.
That other one, what a lot of people will do, and if you get on the Insta garbage, you'll see that people with the underfolders, especially those stamped rectangular ones, they do the 550 cord braiding all up and down them.
Oh, okay. I got
keep them, because if you shoot, I went out and I probably fired 300 rounds in one day with one, and I had a bruise on my right jawbone, basically from under my ear.
Oh yeah.
Just because of trying to get a good cheek weld to make 200-yard shots.
So people are wrapping this with paracord. Is that affecting the foldability of it at all?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if like with the now that one you don't need to. The Century one, the Wasser one you don't need to, but like the Zastava and the other ones that have the stamped rectangular ones, I know people do that. I've never done it myself. I don't know if you can or can't fold it with that on. I mean, the whole reason, let's face it, the underfolder it's popular because it looks cool. It looks cool in movies. It's a paratrooper. It
looks cool,
stock.
but that's again the comfortability of them, and the ones I've ever shot, I don't care for them at all, because if I'm going to be doing a lot of rounds, then no. But it has a purpose. So there was a purpose as to why they made stocks foldable.
Yeah, because it's a paratrooper stock.
Paratrooper, their tank
and
units.
tuck it up tight underneath their arms, so when they're jumping out of airplanes. That's pretty much, if you look at the modern incarnation of folding stocks, whether it's the folding stocks on the M1 or M2, the carbines, in World War II, when they did the side folding wire stocks and so forth, most of that stuff was done for airborne troops.
Yeah.
And hell, they even made an RPK with a freaking side folding stock on it. Now, speaking of side folders, or folding stocks, the wire folders are actually pretty comfortable to shoot. The side folding wire ones. Do you have an example of that?
Let me pull that up.
Yeah, so a good buddy of mine who's an AK aficionado and a combat veteran he's killed more people than cancer with AKs, and that was his.
Would that be JK?
Yeah, that would be the JK.
He's been on. And our listeners are familiar.
And his favorite is the side folder, not an underfolder, but a side folder. Yeah. Like that. That's actually his primary promo photo is him sitting on a stone wall over in Afghanistan. Yeah. With one of those. Yeah. So
these look like they have a pad on them. I guess you can add a pad.
The standard, that they don't come with a pad. I'm sure there's a lot of aftermarket, and people do the exact same. There. People do the exact same thing with those as they do with the underfolders, as they paracord wrap them. And for that, it's not gonna hamper it, because you're just gonna fold it over to the side. So,
or you get this little tube thing that they've got on here, a little tube wrap.
Oh, I've seen
kind of like the thing you put on a squat bar, That little...
a squat tampon.
Yeah,
like a squat tampon.
this is a folding wire stock tampon.
Well, I'll tell you what I did when I first before I got that Samson thing for my underfolder, is I just took pipe insulation. I took like 1 inch or ½ inch or whatever, the small pipe insulation.
Yeah.
And I put it around there and I taped it. So that there would.
This is kind of cool. This person's taken some leather and they've made a little leather.
Oh, they got fancy. Yeah.
They got fancy with it. I like that.
That's so you can look cool on the IG.
So you can go do Western shoots with that.
Yeah, there you go. You
cowboy shooting with
cowboy action with that because it's leather. Did you see my entry yet? Did it pop up and did it say you got tagged?
Let's just do that. Let's go to the.
You've been tagged.
Let's go to the Instagrams.
You've been tagged.
And let's see if it shows up. We'll see if Paul did it correctly.
I tagged you. So.
All right, got a little message here.
There you go. Got a message. So someone's tagged you.
Here we go.
There you go.
So you got a little what's the name of that movie?
Die Hard.
Die Hard, thank you.
Yeah.
Here
I got the Die Hard Christmas sweatshirt.
Dude, you got to edit that. Hear you, brother. Talking Lead, Century Arms, TL. So he did like the bare minimum. The absolute bare minimum.
Well,
but it is a cool.
I was doing it while I was talking to you, so give me credit for multitasking.
But he did. So he tagged Talking Lead, he tagged Century Arms, he did the hashtag TLBFT47, did a couple of extra tags, which is fine. You can put as many hashtags as you want to in there. Just make sure the TLBFT47 is in there.
Now the question is, the TLB one has been flagged and censored, but has the BFT one, the regular one? The
regular one. See, that's
yep, it is too.
It's flagged too.
It's down too.
There's only one picture.
How about ho ho ho? Nope, ho 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 is good. So we got that one.
Ho 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 works.
Ho ho! Now I have a machine gun.
What hashtag do you want to shut down next?
Yeah, no kidding.
We can definitely do
that.
Well,
I tagged Ep8, so we'll see if that one's. Oh, that one seems to be still working.
Ep8?
Yeah, because it's generic. It's funny you use hashtags and they end up, all kinds of like. I just did an AR build. I don't know if you saw that, but I did an AR build. And
what kind of AR did you build?
I went to Brownells and I bought one of those KE Arms unibody lower receivers, the ones that were the lower receiver, the pistol grip, and the stock are all one large polymer component.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had that, and then I got the 16-inch barrel and a muzzle device and everything, and I put it all together. And I tagged it. I hashtagged it AR build. Mm-hmm. And apparently that's really popular. That is a popular hashtag with off-road enthusiasts.
AR?
Yeah.
I see
Adam
OR off-road.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's like Adam Robert BUILD build. And yeah, I go there and there's all these freaking like
monster trucks and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's not monster trucks. It looks like they're like Toyota 4Runners or Toyota or the what's the really popular Toyota off-road one? Yeah, like that. And
the one we can't get here?
Yeah. The ones you get in Africa and Asia and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that is AR build. I don't know. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we're using the TLBFT47 regardless, but
that's right. They can't.
If you want me to find it, tag me at Talking Lead.
At Talking Lead.
I'll share yours when we get off here. I can't multitask. I can't do two things at once. So I'll jack
you
up.
Liked it. That's the important thing. And we already have people. We're live. We're talking about this. We're doing this. And there's already people liking it. So there you go. So we've already gotten traction.
Already.
We've already gotten traction, yeah. So
you got till September, Leadheads. If you have questions, like I said, just look at the other people that have made their post, and you can't go wrong.
There you go.
Unless I don't see it. And then you may want to email me and let me know that you submitted one, or DM me on the thing. But you guys till September the 10th. And then we're going to get the judges together. We're going to judge it, and we're going to give that bad boy away. We're supposed to have given it away 3 shows ago, I think, but I extended it. I've extended it. I've given you opportunities to get it in.
Give it away.
Got some good traction, so I'm looking forward to seeing those. But so we're talking the folders. We're kind of getting into little pros and the cons, I guess.
Yeah.
But the reason that they did those, like Paul was saying, was for their the confined space troops. So the paratroopers, the tank
troops, and so forth.
The tank units would use them. Tight squeezing, getting in and out of those tanks. But there's under folders, there's side folders, there's even top folders. I was talking to somebody the other day. There's a top folder AK out there. I couldn't find a picture, but I think it's is it Korea or China that has that?
Oh, I don't know. The Chinese got some weird stuff. Well, have you seen pictures of the Chi-Coms lately with their bullpup rifles? They got the bullpup AKs.
I think I saw a picture of that. Is that something new they got going?
Yeah, if you go to our, I don't know if it's still up because they only do it for 24 hours. I shared a thing on Student of the Guns Instagram.
Did you do it on the story?
There's a video. Yeah, it's in the stories. There's a video of these Chi-Com kids. Nah, it's gone. It was like 2 days ago, but it's floating around out there. There's a video floating around that Chi-Coms. You see where we're in the United States of America, we've got our teenagers so confused they don't even know whether they have a penis or a vagina or whatever. But the other countries of the world aren't doing that. The video that I'm speaking of is Chi-Com military exercises being conducted with teenagers. So they have, I mean, they recruit their teenagers into their auxiliary, and they're out there doing military maneuvers with actual guns. That's
real live fire.
Yeah. And the Russians do the same thing. And we're over here trying to, basically just destroy and ruin our children and make them all weak and spongy.
Confuse the shit out of them. Yeah. Well, we're going to educate them here on some of this stuff with the AKs. Maybe give them a fighting chance at life. Is this the bullpup, the Chinese bullpup you're talking about?
Yeah, the Chi-Coms. Yeah, they have an AK bullpup thing now, which is kind of a weird monstrosity. And I can only imagine having the ejection port right next to your cheek. I mean, I know it's just in front of your face, but right next to your ear would be fun on a bun. I tell you what.
Fun on a bun. I'm trying to find one.
Fun on a bun. Oh.
We're trying to find a good picture of one.
Yeah.
Well, if you get the Keltec RDB, it'll eject downward, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You just burn your arm.
And did you ever shoot the RFB?
Oh yeah.
The 308 RFB?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's kind of disconcerting, isn't it? Like after you fire a couple of rounds, and then you're just like hanging out, and something falls out of the front of your gun, and you're like, "Oh."
the rounds.
Yeah, the empty cases, because they don't launch out; they just kind of dribble out.
They just kind of build up in there, and you got to kind of
and then they dribble
knock
out.
Knock it a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean they don't get stuck or anything. I never had one get stuck, but it's kind of weird because you're like bam, 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 and then you stop shooting and something falls out of the front of the gun.
Well, I made a post on Instagram the other day. We were at Gun Fest at Sturgis. I was telling you guys, and we're going to do a whole episode on it, so don't worry. I'm going to tell you all about it. But Springfield was there, and I'm not a big fan of Springfield, but they had a bullpup. And I think they call it the Hellion or something like that.
Yeah.
And apparently it's been out for a minute, but it seemed to be pretty good. I didn't shoot it, though, so I don't know how it shoots.
Yeah, I can't figure those guys out. I tell you what actually this around Christmas time, I did a lot of work with this winter, is their high power clone.
Their high power cologne?
No, clone.
Oh, clone. I thought they got their own line of cologne.
Not cologne. CLONE. Yeah, what do they don't call it it's not the, what's the official name? They don't call it the high power, they call it something else, but it's a it's the SA-30, not the P-35. The P-35 was the British military pistol. and they call it the SA35, and it's a very faithful reproduction of the original high power. Because I grew up in a high power world.
Yeah.
When I was coming of age, if you were a serious shooter, you were either a 1911 person or you were a high power person, and that was it. And as time kind of went on, time marched on, then the Glocks came in and took over, and people kind of forgot about the high powers, and even Browning kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
They didn't really push them or anything, and it was kind of sad for me because I had one, like most men. I had one, and then 20 years ago, I was short on money, and I sold it. And
regretted it. Wish you had
regretted
it
it ever since. And so I went ahead and bought one of those this year. That was my Christmas gift to myself this year.
So what's the difference in a high power and a 1911?
Well, they're very similar. John Browning came up with the concept, but the gun wasn't finished until after he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had passed on, but they had the drawings in the all the schematics for it, and of course at the time, anything with the name Browning on it was gold.
Oh, of course.
And I believe it was his oldest son that took it to Herstal, to FN Herstal, to the Belgians, and said, "Hey, you want to build this?" And they're like, "Yeah, do we want to build a Browning gun?" Sure, because they'd already been building Browning guns anyway. So they built it in Europe, and of course the Brits adopted it, and it became famous because it was used by the Allies. Basically, all the Allies except for the United States used some form of high power. The Brits were obviously famous for using the high power. I believe, of course, I think the Australians did, and those kind of people.
Sure.
Those and then of course we had those. Well, the basically the former Brits. You've got the New Zealand former Brits and the Australian former Brits.
But what's the difference in the high power and the 1911?
Well, they removed the linkage. The barrel linkage that's standard on a 1911 is different on the high power. On the original high power, and this is something that people are getting mad. I hate Springfield. Stop talking nice about them. Calm down. You got to give the devil his due. One of the things that they did, which was just fucktarded, was they put in, and I swear they did it for the Brits, they put in a magazine disconnect safety into the high power that obviously was not in the original 1911.
Yeah.
And what that did was it made the trigger feel, the trigger was terrible.
Did you get in the shower? Sounds like you just hopped in the shower.
No. I think that's you. It's not me.
Is it me?
Oh, who the hell just jumped in and there's running water?
Oh, shit. It sounded like somebody's taking a shower.
That's probably the damn window units we got running right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like blaming me for jumping in the shower or something.
I thought you just all of a sudden decided to jump in the shower.
I thought that was you.
My phone. Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Not my office where I normally would do this. There's no AC in there. So, I came home to no AC. What's up, Paul?
Hey, man.
Good to see y'all.
Sorry, buddy. Turn your video on, then we can see you.
You don't want to see me.
Joe, you can jump in on this. I was talking about how Marty was asking about the original high power. And I said that the one thing that Springfield did was they took out that fucked-hearted magazine disconnect safety. Because that's the first thing that gunsmiths would do in the United States if they had a stock World War II surplus 1911, is they'd go in and they'd take that magazine disconnect safety out of there because it was an abortion. And I was worried about that when I heard that Springfield was going to release one. I was like, oh, please don't let them put the magazine disconnect in there. And they didn't. So they made it without it. Sans magazine disconnect. And of course the frame angle is is slightly different than the 1911 is. And they've got the cutout, the scallop cutouts at the front of the slide, and it's a good gun. I mean, it handles well. The only problem is if it has the spur hammer on it, and you grip nice and high, you'll get that strawberry spur bite in the web of your hand.
Yeah.
So one of the things that
on a high
custom,
point.
Yeah, on a high point. That's one of the things that custom.
Yeah.
A high power, yeah. One of the things that custom gunsmiths would do is they would put the combat hammers in there, or they would bob the spur so that it didn't bite you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I've got it, and in the Springfield one has the combat hammer. It doesn't have a spur hammer. It has the combat hammer.
I gotcha. They got to put their own little twist on it.
Yeah, and it has it has an external extractor versus where the 1911 has an internal extractor, and then the original magazines were 13-round magazines, and I believe the factory ones that come with it now are 15s.
Okay. So there you go.
I'm pretty sure Metcar's making them.
A little history on the high power here on the Talking Lead AK Corner. You never know what you're going to get. I love
There
it.
you go, man. You get a little bit of everything.
I love it. But we got Joe Meaux with Aklys Defense joining us now. Joe, welcome in.
Joe. What's up,
guys?
man?
Hey, how's the audio sound? Is it okay?
Yeah,
It sounds like
you're
you're
on a phone, but
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the earphones in with the little microphone.
you're good.
Trying to make it as best as possible.
No, you're coming in good. We're glad you could join us. Sorry
Cool.
for the
I appreciate it.
the gremlins that you're having at your house, buddy.
That's all right. It's probably the third time this year we've had somebody come out and fix something, but I think it's finally bitten the dust.
It's going around.
Well, we're gonna upgrade, get a bigger unit, and drop AC into the garage too.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Nice
yeah.
AC garage.
Yeah.
If you didn't live in a swamp, you wouldn't have that problem.
No.
So, Joe, how are things at
Well,
Aklys?
Pretty good. We're busy. We've definitely seen a softening of the gun sales, just due to kind of economic stuff. But suppressors, on the other hand, are still rocking and rolling. Everybody's excited about the new E-Forms process. The Saber 360, it's one of our newest can. It's selling great, and it's actually probably one of the best AK cans out there. But that's our number one product right now, so we are definitely rocking and rolling.
You got one of your cans right there.
Yep.
You see it?
Looks like the Aklys.
It's the
I think it's our big boy.
It's the Orion or something, isn't it?
Oh, the Orion. That's one of the welded cans. That can is probably the heaviest built, heaviest duty 30 caliber can that's on the market.
Pretty sturdy.
It's a belt fed can.
Okay. Yeah. I've got it on a 7.62 right there. It's 7.62 AR.
That's a good can. The Aklys, we replaced that one with our Aklys, which is a user serviceable system now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So that's going to be exciting.
Might need to be doing some upgrading.
You never know. You never know. I got a few guns that need one. So we're gonna let's jump back on our folders, and let's get some Joe Meaux input.
Yeah,
on
Joe, how do you
folders.
feel about AK folders?
I like AK folders. I mean, they've been on AKs for a very long time.
Yeah, almost since the beginning.
The East German wire folders, the I guess the AK-74 folders were a lot later kind of addition. But I'm a big fan. I really like the Romanian / German / all the other manufacturers that made the little wire folder. Super simple. You can drop it on a fixed stock gun. And then a more modern variation of the kind of the similar concept is the Magpul Zukov. I think they did a really good job with that stock. But absolutely, I think AK should have
This
side
one?
holders. Yep, that one right there.
So I've got
Really, really well done.
Joe, are you left-handed?
I am not. I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed. All right, because
Yeah.
I've heard that left-handed people don't like the Zukov. I have a friend who's a lefty, and he's like, I hate that thing. And I was like, is that a left-handed thing?
Well, I mean, it's a left side folder, so I mean, they kept with the left side folder of pretty much all the other AK platforms.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
We used to
left
do-
versus
we used to-
right.
Yeah. Well, if you notice where your charging handle is,
Mm-hmm.
a right side folder poses some significant challenges.
Right.
So when we were doing a lot of the conversions, we would get a lot of people that want a right side folder, which it has some benefits. One is it's not big and lumpy if you're going to have it slung up across chest. But it gets in the way of the charging handle,
Right.
and you kind of have to have a little bit of dive to it. So we had I guess kind of a technique to reprofile the ace side folder hinges to sling them over to the right side where it would just dip below the charging handle, so it would be a enough to shoot.
Kind of goes down a little bit like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish I had my freaking wire folder
I think
handy.
I'm trying to. I never fold it up on because I've got one of the Aklys defense guns,
Mhm.
and I've got the SIG style hinge on it. That's a left folder. It folds left.
You've got this one?
No, that's the same hinge, but I've got Brian's razor strut on it.
Yeah, this
which
one goes,
I think is slick.
This one goes to the left.
That would be to the right, right?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that clear the charging handle?
no, it's on the other side.
What?
It folds to the
Hold
other
on.
side.
What kind
we
of
got going on
what
here?
kind of craziness you got going on there?
You have an Ambi?
See?
You got a left side charging handle AK right there?
Hold on. No.
No,
wait.
it's a right side.
His camera's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're
That one got me for a
you're
second.
doing the mirror image thing there. Yeah, we're looking at a mirror image, Marty.
Okay, but
That's why.
it folds the opposite side of your charging handle.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, that's what most AKs are, left folders.
Which makes sense to me that it would fold that way.
Because a lot of it in response to the charging handle on the right hand side, you got to dive that stock down. You got to have that a dropping calm to get it to clear, so you can still shoot it with the folder in play.
Now, would another reason that you wouldn't want it to go to the left is the optic? If you've got a side
Oh, if you had an optic rail.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because all the side folders you can't fold. All the factory side folders, the commie style side folders, you can't actually have the optics rail. You can't have an optics mounted to it and fold it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be this.
Now
one.
the VZ58 is actually a right folder.
It is, and it dives down. Well, the hinge mechanism is designed to clear.
Yeah, because it goes.
It's got the angle
and that's
imparted.
that's a top eject gun anyway, and the bolt kind of is angled up.
Yeah, it's a little further up too.
The
yeah,
bolt
the center
handle
line of the bolt's
kind
higher.
of angled up. Yeah.
But there you go. That center picture. I really like the Romanian. The push button.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We were talking about how the difference between like the Zastava underfolder, which is the kind of the stamped rectangular, and then the one that comes on the Wasser 10, which is the wire or bar stock one.
The underfolder.
Yeah, the
The
underfolder.
washer. Yep. Man, there's been so many variations of the underfolder, the stamp style, the tubular style, and then the milled tubular style. I think that looks like an aftermarket something or another back there.
Could be.
I don't think that's a factory VZ.
No, I was trying to find a
No, that's some kind of
picture of one.
That's an interesting stock.
There's underfolder.
Yeah, right there. That's
There you go.
That's,
That one.
that's
That's
the-
a side
See
folder.
how it dives down like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you have to do an AK with a right side folder. So it dives down below when it's folded forward, it dives below the charging handle.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you can shoot that gun with the thing folded, no problem.
Yeah. I like those guns.
That's the one I have. I have the side folding stock version of the VC58.
VZ58. Nice.
Yeah.
I do like a side folder or a underfolder. They're not super comfortable, but you can't beat the compactness. And there's
Would you
a bunch
rather
of
go
different variations.
underfolder than side folder?
Depends on what it's for. Side folder for comfort. A poly side folder. An AK-74 with the Russian or Bulgarian poly side folder. It's the most comfortable side folder system you could imagine.
Oh yeah, we haven't even
Lock up.
talked about that.
Yeah, the lockup on that is there's nothing more solid. Might even be more solid than the Zukov.
Talk about it. Let's get a little info on it. Tell us about it. Tell me what it is. I'll pull it up.
Well, the AK-74. I'm not sure exactly at what point they released it or started using it, but the 74 series started coming with lots of side folder options, mostly with the crank off at first, and then later with the 105s and some of the other variants. The poly side folder, which is basically a full-bodied stock. It had a cleaning compartment, but it was a full stock that folded and a great folding mechanism with a little latch up front. And we used to do a lot of those conversions. And if you do one of those conversions, and it's more common with the triangle side folder, the sheet metal one, they end up calling them Khyber pass guns, especially down on the 7.62. And that comes from some videos of in the Khyber Pass region, Osama bin Laden is shooting an AK, and it's a super famous clip. But he's got one of those guns, and it was never a thing. But it was one of those Khyber Pass builds that it looks cool, it works really well.
Right. So there's a wire
but
there.
It's a great stock setup.
Which
now,
one
that's the Chinese bakelite system right there.
Yeah.
A lot of those are the bakelites.
These
those are so pricey.
You think?
And Manticore is making one that looks similar, that uses the Ace style side folder, either the push button or the drop hinge one. And I use the term Ace side folder because I mean that Ace side folder hinge.
Let's talk about some of
for
the
at least 15 years.
Some of the cons in using the different styles of the folders, the under folders, the side folders, whether it goes left, whether it goes right. And supposedly there's one that's a top folder. Are you familiar with it, Joe?
I have heard of it. I've never used one.
I can't find it on here.
I think it's mostly like the chote over shotgun style stock.
Yeah.
I don't think it was an actual commie variation that was used.
Yeah.
But for compactness, you can't beat the underfolder. For stability, you can't beat the Bulgarian side folder style. Maybe the Zukov. For simplicity, the Romanian wire side folders, the East German push button or the lever. That's the triangle side folder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a great stock. I like the look of it. One of my favorite things about that is they got that hollow area, and Jim Fuller released a little bag that velcroed in there, and first aid kits and things like that. And I think there's a couple other people that are doing something similar to that.
Yeah, I got one right here, a little bag. You can.
Is that one of the Fullers?
Is that
or one of? I think Brian was doing something similar too, wasn't he?
This is Brian. I don't know if Brian made this one or if he got it from somebody, but I got this from Occam. But yeah, just put a little Velcro on the top right there, and then it just Velcros on. So
those stocks, the Bulgarian and the Russian, Bulgarians will have the 5.5 millimeter hinge pin. The Russians, wait, is that correct? I got that backwards. The Russian has the 5.5 millimeter hinge pin. The Bulgarians have the 4.5 millimeter. So you can convert Bulgarians to Bulgarians and Russians to Russians, but you can't go the other way. Yeah, very similar to that, but this had Velcro on the top and bottom that it would fit inside. Does that one have a Velcro strap on the bottom too?
I think so. It's got one definitely on top, and then it's got
so the one that Fuller did actually would fit inside of the little U-shaped grooves of the triangle side folder.
Gotcha.
And it fit in real clean, real tight. Yeah. See how it's kind of a little bit pie shaped?
Mm-hmm.
I say Rifle Dynamics one. It's a whole different ball game now.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about it in terms of Jim Fuller. With his design, it was very triangular and it fit really, really well in there. But it gave you something soft and warm to put your cheek against.
Yeah.
And that's a downside of the East German wire side folder, because it's like a 5/16 metal rod. So we all wrap it in paracord.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Leather, paracord. You can put some stuff. Get styrofoam. Put a little styrofoam thing on there.
You start to lose the ability to fold it, though, if you get too thick.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing with the folders too. The comfortability. Sometimes you get sharp edges on those underfolders too. They're not real pause, so you can really cut yourself up on some of those underfolders.
I really like the milled ones. The ones that they look like they're tubular, but they're actually milled out of bar stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of talking about that.
Lots of machine work on that.
Is that the one that they put on the Wasser underfolder?
The new Wasser?
Yeah.
The new
underfolder. The one that they've been bringing the last couple of years.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer that one over the squared up one. Yeah.
And then again, our underfolder, we have an AK called Old Faithful. It's had, I want to say, 2 receivers, and it's been re-riveted probably 3 times. Really? But it has hundreds of thousands of rounds full auto. But it still has the original stock because it's not the original the original underfolder. The original underfolder on that variant only had the pins on one side, whereas this one has the lock pins on both sides. So it has a lot more stability on it.
Do you have a picture of that on your website?
Crazy. I don't. It's but if you've ever been to our machine gun shoes, Old Faithful's pretty much been at every one of them for at least the last 15 years.
I was going to try to pull up a picture of it for our viewing audience. We record the video now, Joe. So that's why.
Oh yeah, I know you record it. Is it? Do y'all put it out anywhere?
Yeah, I put it out on you. That's why I wanted you to turn your camera
He puts it on his own. He puts it on
his
OnlyFans channel.
Damn it, Joe.
Sorry, man.
Hadn't seen you in forever.
Well, I was actually described this week as the gentleman with the distinguished jawline. I thought that was kind of funny. It was left on a post-it note of customer left the description of the guy he was talking to.
Chiseled.
The distinguished jawline. I'm like, okay.
All right. There you go, man. There you go.
So when we're getting into the folders, and I guess there's certain AKs maybe you can't do certain things with, you're talking maybe some of the Bulgarians or something. Specific parts won't fit on certain ones. I guess that would be just depend on your trunnion. I guess your rear trunnion and what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Well, as all things AK, there's cutting and riveting and often welding and things on those retrofits. So even like the Galil style, and that brings in a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the
Galil style side folder. I really like that side folder.
Oh yeah, that's rock solid.
Yeah,
you could beat a mother lover over the head with a Galil.
We've done, and I'm actually working on a pair right now. It's been kind of a long-term personal project. I've got 2 of the Norinco Hunters, the 7.62x39. They use the steel milled receivers that have that angled front end. So you can do a bunch of Galil conversion parts on it, and you can get a very Galil-looking rifle except for the side folder.
Yeah.
The side folder, you have to whack the back of the milled receiver off and then weld the Galil receiver in. So I've got 2 that's in the works right now that the back of the receivers are whacked off and in the process of getting fitted for a Galil side folder.
Is this
one of them turned out?
Is this what you're talking about here?
I had a screen went down. Screen went dark. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I shot that this weekend actually. A buddy of mine just bought one of these from, I think Atlantic maybe, but he brought it out. It's milled. It's a milled Galil, and then it had that folder on it. It's pretty nice.
I believe all the Galils will be milled. I'm not aware of any sheet metal.
I think,
but you see that abrupt angle cut up front,
right here,
and then up front of the receiver, up to the front on the receiver towards the front of the gun.
This right here.
I feel like I'm talking with Zach. We talk about the front of the suppressor versus the back of the suppressor. So we've had to like come to terms that the entrance side of the suppressor and the exit side of the suppressor.
Entrance and exit.
There you
go.
There's no mistaking that.
So the front of the gun up there, that angle, it gets a lot of weight out of it. So the Galil milled guns and the Norinco Hunters, they have that same cut. I don't know if they cloned it or just saw it or how, but those Norinco Hunters have a very similar shape. And in the back where the stock is, it's actually a round hole that takes a receptacle of a male round key, and then it pins in from the side with like a big roll pin.
Yeah.
It's a solid stock.
And this is a picture of what you're talking about, how it angles down a little bit so you can operate the charging handle.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Well, the charging handle sticks straight up on a Galil.
Yeah, but on the AK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joe, did you ever get your hands on the? Remember when Century was bringing in the Golani, what they were calling a Golani Sporter?
Yeah,
which is
I've had several of those. I actually just had one, and I wish I hadn't. I traded it. I up-traded fairly significantly, but I still regret letting it go. But I just had a really, really nice one.
Have you ever seen or gotten your hands on a South African version? When the ones they're calling the Vector?
Can't say that I have.
Yeah, well, because that's the South Africans. They replaced the R1 with the Vector R4. They licensed it from the Israelis, and when they decided to go 5.56, that's how they went 5.56, was by creating basically a South African Galil.
I hadn't seen that one.
Yeah,
looks the same. Is that one right there?
Yeah, they're in, and they went to is that a Vector R4 Vector that you got up there? If you type R4 Vector, they'll come up. Yeah, the South Africans. Yeah, the South Africans actually came up. They had a 50-round magazine to go with theirs, because I guess in their minds the 35-round wasn't enough.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if you put in Vector R4 VEK, Tor R4 South Africa.
VEK
Vector R4 South African, and then they've got the same. Basically, it's a South African Galil is what it is. They just made it under license from IMI.
South Africa.
Yeah, they got that big ass 50-round freaking magazine sticking out of that thing.
I don't like the charging handle on it at all.
Oh, the charging handles.
I like it because you can go over the top.
Yeah, you just come over the top with your left hand.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about it, because I wasn't used to that.
Oh,
because I was going under like an AK, and I was like, oh.
You can still hit it going from under.
Yeah, you can come under.
Yeah, but it's just not as easy.
It's a little different.
We
used to do a lot of conversions. The Galil, that was one of the options on AKs. The Galil style upswept.
Yeah, and it's got that the unique double-sided safety where you can sweep it down like an AK, but on the other side it has the thumb paddle.
Yeah, we've done a lot of those conversions too.
And when I run one of those, what I find is I'll take it off with my fingers, and then I'll put it back on with my thumb.
Yep,
that's what I do. And of course, it acts as a dust cover too.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, when it's
like my fingers are kind of on the shorter side.
Yeah.
So
I miss working on
for our listeners that are looking for a good folding solution. Do you recommend the underfolder or side folder that they should go with?
Well, if it ain't already an underfolder, then you're going to have some conversion time and machining and things. There's lots of side folder options.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've got like a Draco that you want to SBR or something like that, it's going to have a flat back receiver trunnion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can tap and put a piece of pick rail on there. You can put a pig nose. You can put an ace folder. You can pull that out and put a regular tang. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that if you already had a flat back. But if it's a fixed folder or fixed stock that already has the rear style tang, man, the Magpul Zukov is a hard one to beat, especially for the price.
What about
now the Romanian wire folders? Those damn things are going for $150 and up.
Sheesh. What about doing a 1913 rear trunnion?
Absolutely. But again, that requires a trunnion swap. If you already have a flat trunnion, just a piece of 1913 pick rail, it's not going to be quite as solid as a full trunnion, like something like Brian makes. That's a solid trunnion piece.
Yeah, his is a 1913 on this one, so I could change those out pretty easily.
Yeah, but for an underfolder conversion, that's a
lot of work.
That's a fairly significant amount of work, unless you happen to already have the box style rear trunnion. Then it's a little easier, but you're still cutting and drilling.
So you guys were talking as far as the underfolders go. You like more of the milled ones, more comfortable, more solid.
More comfortable, yes.
Absolutely.
The sheet metal ones, again, lower profile though.
Yeah,
if you're dropping an underfolder in a tennis racket bag, I mean, an underfolder is the way to go.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
The 20-round Hungarian mag, an underfolder, sling that over your shoulder, and it looks just like you're walking to a tennis match.
How does it affect accuracy using like an underfolder or one of those wire stocks versus just a full size regular stock?
Everything's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, let's be realistic. You know, most people with shooting an AK, and they're like, how far is it actually? What are you planning on doing with it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna shoot prairie dogs in Wyoming at 187 yards, or a gun like that?
I'm gonna do all those things with it.
It's a sledgehammer. Okay, that's what it is. It's a power tool. An AK is a power tool.
Power.
So, but I've shot 100-yard steel silhouettes with an underfolder, with iron sights. I mean, it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. They always have slop, but you just you pull in and push up on the pistol grip, and it loads the stock, so you don't get any wobble or wiggle, and you still get good, solid, accurate shots.
So if you had your preference, if you had your preference of side versus under versus, I don't know, can you do telescoping? Those, what are those that go real compact? I can't remember.
Like little PDW?
Yeah, like those little PDW stocks.
I've never seen one, but I don't know why you couldn't.
Oh, that would be an abortion. Oh my gosh.
Look at Fall. He's going nuts now.
Like it's on the Ep8? Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be an abortion.
Or like the
honey
badger? The honey badger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's the name of that company that makes those?
It'd be doable.
Maxim. Yeah.
Maxim Defense.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they make that. That's a real nice. That's for ARs. I mean, it's developed.
Yeah, but you got these adapters where you can put AR stocks on AKs now.
And I was just gonna say that's the worst. That's the worst thing ever.
Oh, it's just terrible.
It's just the worst thing ever. They end up being too low. Except for, again, I hate to keep going back to Jim, but Jim Fuller made a AR2 trunnion that actually brought, instead of like the socket that was right square in the back of the receiver, it actually shifted up, and the tube fit over the rear tang of the trunnion, so it put you at the right cheek hold height. It was still terrible. I mean, that's one of my pet peeves is putting an AR buffer tube on an AK.
We all lived through that. I think we all lived through that back in the mid 2000s. Going, and we all lived through that.
Put AR furniture on everything.
Yeah, when we had to put M4 stocks on shotguns and M4 stocks on AKs and M4 stocks on, I don't know, on our breakfast cereal. I mean, it was everything. And Yeah, I think we've learned and lived and learned and we're beyond that now. You know.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised it's taken as long as it did for everybody to start putting Picatinny on the back of the AKs.
The AK.
What are we looking at?
I was trying to get see my screen there. I just got a notice.
I see a screen.
Instagram, your post goes against our community guidelines.
Ah! Which one?
They just jerked a post that I did back in 2020.
A 2-year-old post? Oh, you're on their radar now, man.
A 2-year-old post, December 8th, 2020.
Your TLBFT47 hashtag.
Right? Like,
we're going to
like
get
that,
you, bunny.
That doesn't even stand for, I mean, how can they get anything derogatory out of that? TLBFT47.
It's Karen's.
Wait, that's what it got pulled for?
No, this says sale of illegal or regulated goods guidelines. So I reposted.
We just submit that, hey, we're a licensed dealer. Here's our license. Fuck off. And usually about an hour later, it's like, oh, sorry, we got this one wrong.
But this is like this is a post from 2020, and they're just now.
We get it. I get it all the time.
Oh, the harassment from these people never ends. But
It'll still be shadow. It's still shadow bans.
Oh yeah, they'll still shadow ban you.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, 100,000 followers and 800 people saw a post. You're like, how's that work out?
Yeah. Definitely throttled down.
Founded in 2012, IWIUS is the USA-based subsidiary of Israel Weapon Industries Limited of Ramat Hasharon, Israel. The IWIUS line of products includes the Tavor X95, the Uzi Pro pistol and SMG, the Galil Ace line of firearms, and the belt-fed Negev line of light machine guns. IWI's mission is to bring the highest quality firearms with real world-proven reliability to the U.S. commercial and law enforcement market. IWI-US are proud sponsors of the Talking Lead AK Corner and the Leadhead Brigade. Check us out at www.iwi.us and on social media under IWI-US.
So let's go to our questions now.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do some listener questions. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to give away a Mission First Tactical AK Corner dump tray. We're going to give away some Seal 1, a nice packet of Seal 1, their complete gun care kit, specifically for your AK. You'll have the patches in there for your AK. So let's go to that post that I made today. Sorry I didn't get it out sooner, Leadheads. But I was busy. I just got back from stages.
Oh,
nice.
So let's see. FPS Murdoch. Why in the hell is the North Korean Type 88-2 AK-74 variant designed to fold over the top of the upper receiver? So I guess that's the one that.
Oh, well, let's check that out. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
North Korean
Type 88-2. Let me look that up.
I bet you it's to fit in some. Well, North Koreans are little bitty people too.
Yeah, they're tiny folks.
But I'm betting it's to fold and fit into some certain thing. The Type 88, isn't that the one that has the little rotary magazine that looks like
it looks like a Call of Duty thing or something.
P50.
Well, it looks like the Calico.
Yeah.
The helical magazine, that's what it is.
This thing.
Yes. Yeah. Those are supposed to be really, really cool. And they actually are supposedly work. I've never seen one in person or held one, but it seems like a pretty cool concept.
So that is exactly why it folds over the top and not the bottom, is because that big-ass magazine's in the way.
Yep.
So there's your answer to that one. How many rounds does that hold?
150.
There's some of them. Yeah,
wow.
There's some of them that hold.
Wow.
That's
well
heavy.
over 100, but I think there's a 75 or a 66 or 60, some odd number like that.
That weighs more than that guy loaded.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Is like that's some serious weight that guy's carrying right there. And you know not to be like a snob, but that's retarded. That's just that on a battle rifle. That's just retarded. And if they were going to put a bipod on that in a good solid stock and use it as a squad automatic weapon, then I would say rock on.
I don't know if that
is it detachable?
Is that removable?
It
yeah.
doesn't look.
How do you
like
rock and lock that in there? Or does it?
It looks like it
interface
does. It looks like it has a. I don't know because. Yeah, you know.
You can't rock and lock it the direction.
No, you can't rock it a
rock
normal way. It would have to be basically the opposite. It would have to come in from under and then come up.
It looks like it would lock in here and then it swings up to the front and
like it would lock in from the rear. But
I don't know how you would get the hook, that front nose hook in.
Let's see if there's a video.
And have it in front of that trigger guard.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's one of those Grail kit pieces, like the Russian AK-12s, where there may be one or two in the country, but it's one of those vaporware things. Does it really exist?
Yeah.
So I have been seeing a couple here and there of the AK-12s. Looks like most of them are hodgepodge builds that don't have the reciprocating barrel.
Can't really find a good video or anything of it on here. So
nah.
And
that's
being
one
North
of those...
Korean, it may not actually.
it
may just be
that could be
thing.
polymer. That could just be a big plastic cylinder that they slap
put their
down
raincoat in.
And they just dump 150 rounds of ammo in there to top off the banana mags.
Yeah.
It could be what it is. That's a parachute.
It could be fake, and they're faking everybody out.
Okay, next question. P-Man.
Yeah, next question.
I want to know all about the dongs. Let's hear it, boys. Do you like a good dong? Are you afraid to admit it? What do you prefer, a regular dong or a reverse dong?
Well, again, that's going to go to what kind of stock you have. If you got an underfolder, you got to have a reverse dong. No getting around that one.
So it'll fit, yeah.
Yeah.
How does a good dong feel in your hand? Okay, does caressing. Okay, enough, P-Man. Austin Whalen, with a shovel handle as your stock, should your bayonet be the shovel head?
I would have to agree with that. Yes.
Sure, why not? I actually just saw
match the carpet.
I just saw a picture the other day where someone had slipped a 4-prong pitchfork over the front of a Nagant.
I've seen that one too.
For their bayonet?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that shovel handle stock AK, man, that picture's been floating around for years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got a listener that just submitted one for the contest that he did himself. One? Yeah, he did one himself.
The shovel handle?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pull it up in a minute.
Well, there you go.
So is that going to be counted as a brace band part? I mean, it is a. Is that a secondary? Is that a secondary grip or is it a stock? Does it increase the rear surface area for shouldering?
Things to ask, right?
No, never.
I'm not asking anything. I'm all done asking for permission. I'm all done asking.
Some dumbass will
to live my life.
AKM Archer, also for Brian, which Brian isn't here.
Okay.
But let's answer it for him. If I ordered some of that awesome new wood mods, which he's got some wood inlay for his stocks now, and then he's got some rail attachments.
The rail cut. I like the rail cover, the little M-lock things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Some new wood mods for the Occam. What are the chances of getting y'all to trench art it up for me before shipping? Well, I'm going to tell you it's going to be 0 because he doesn't have time to do that.
Yeah. And he didn't have time to wipe his nose.
Just an FYI for Joe, I'm slathering all of my firearms up at the moment with a sweet-smelling Ballistol.
Ugh.
So you hate that, don't you?
Yeah. I don't know if Paul knows, but I have a huge, huge dislike of Ballistol. It's not allowed in the shop.
I don't use it.
I can't handle the smell. It smells like a rusty, wet dog.
I think we talked about preference on the side versus the underfolder. I prefer the side folder.
I do too. Unless I got to stick it somewhere, and you cannot get a more compact package than an underfolder.
No, I can tell you from personal experience, if you need to crate them up, if you need to crate up a whole bunch of guns, when you're crating them, and you stop and you're like, why aren't all guns like this? That's what you see.
Let's see. Favorite handguards. What's your favorite handguard?
All guns like AKs.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
handguard?
Yeah.
Whatever the ones come on it.
I like the factory Bulgarian polymer, or the wood blood groove front end.
Yeah. Are you driving?
Me?
No. It sounded like I heard a turning blinker.
No, that's the ceiling fan.
Oh, I got you.
we got like every fan in the house on high.
I'm not gonna fault you for that, dude, because I know
it's AC.
Probably hot as crap there.
Our AC guys, like, we can't get out till 3:45 tomorrow.
Damn.
So
worst time of the year too for it to go out. John Adams III says, if your Romanian underfolder dong is bent the wrong way, should you seek out a qualified expert? Okay.
That means it's for a side folder.
Right. Then you need to do the side folder. Doc Dow 64. Besides Zenico, who makes the best handguard and dust covers? Says Brian, love the new wood mods. Another thumbs up for the wood mods.
The Zenico stuff, it requires some fitting. Yeah. I've not seen one of those drop in that didn't have either wobble or no drop in and had to have removal of some sort. But that, again, is AK.
Let me just pull up so people, our viewing audience, will know what we're talking about here.
Zenico makes all kinds of weird stuff.
So is this like Zenico stuff here?
That rear stock looks ish, but all the Zenico stuff starting to get stopped in port because of the trade sanctions.
From Russia with love.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna be from Russia anymore, will it?
That's
Russian online store.
That's very Zentico front end right there.
Let's see what they got. They're making me go to the Russian page. I'll probably get spammed or something here.
You guys could be put on a list.
It looks like he's got some coaxial laser or something.
Here we go. Machine weapon upgrades. This may not be the same company, but it said it was.
Well, Zentico had to change their model because they would ship from Russia or Poland. But now I think Customs has kind of figured out all their shipping destinations. So I think they're working on other methods of getting them in. But I haven't seen many of them. That thing right there. You see that one?
This one?
The Sport 4 kit.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever see another one in my shop, I don't think I'll be able to handle
it.
Not easy to work with, huh?
I don't know what they're supposed to fit, but it ain't any gun that's ever come in.
Hello guys, we updated Sport 4 kit for AKs. In this video,
I tell you what, I appreciate the fact that people like to personalize stuff. Trust me, I do. But we have this psychotic desire to take things that we haven't even used and modify and change them.
Look at that front brake.
My advice to people is get a stock gun and actually go run 1,000 or 2,000 rounds through it in a training class. And then after you've done that, if you feel like it just has to have a modification or an upgrade, okay. But the idea that people buy stuff out of the box and they're like, well, I got to have this and this and this and this. It's like, dude, you ain't even shot that gun yet. Go out and shoot it. And something else that, it was like, it's for instance, Joe, it's the, the dedicated left-hand gun. People, they get a dedicated left-hand gun with all kinds of left-hand weird stuff. And like, that's great. So there's one of those in the world that exists. And what are you going to do if someone hands you a stock rifle?
Yeah.
You need to be able to run a stock rifle. And if you can only run a rifle with oversized grips and oversized paddles and oversized safeties and left-handed charging handles and all kinds of crap, then you're handicapping yourself.
That's like the left-hand guys that come in for left-hand bolt guns. And I just
like
dip my head and just, you realize that that for a bolt gun, it is the most blessed thing that could ever be.
Yeah.
The bolt is on the side that you're going to run it.
Yeah, that's
congratulations.
You're actually doing better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy. Quick story, Marty. If you have time for a quick story,
I would love one.
This last weekend, we had our long range precision class up in Wyoming there, and we had a guy at the very beginning had a standard right-handed gun, right-handed bolt action gun, 6.5, all that good stuff. And he was he told me, he says, man, I'm having a hard time. He says, my shoulders are aching and my neck is aching. And I'm like, So we took a break after about an hour, and he said, well, here's the deal. I'm a left eye dominant shooter. He goes, my left eye is keeps wanting to see what's going on. And I was like, all right. You need to do one of two things. You either have to occlude your left eye somehow, put a patch over your shooting glasses or something. I said, or you're just going to shoot with your left hand. And he goes, well, I'm right-handed. I said, yeah, I understand that. I said, but your body wants to see with the left eye. And he said, well, I'll try that. The dude, he got down there and he did that. And pretty soon he was just so focused on, doing the correct dope and hold over and making everything happen. He told me at the end of the day, he goes, I was just so focused on doing everything right. He goes, I was just running the thing, not even thinking about it. I said, that's amazing. And so that guy who had never shot left-handed rifle, by the end of the second day, we had him shooting. We put him on the mile target and he hit it. So yeah. And I've known the same thing with shotguns, like left-handed people run a standard Remington 870 or Mossberg like nobody's business. And they could reload it really fast too, because it's right there. Like you can drop load them. And
I can say ghost load that sucker and do a single load real easy like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, that's actually good advice.
Don't have to do the over the top thing. You just shove it straight in. Like,
yeah, they're just like
feeding it from.
Good advice. Shoot your stock rifle first, and then you're gonna know what kind of accessories and things that you want to add
absolutely
to it.
Absolutely.
Glautreau, Glautreu. He says, which country has the worst side folder design, and why is it the Egyptian crutch, which I have pulled up here now, and that just they don't look that bad.
It's terrible. Look how low it is.
It's wobbly, isn't it?
Well,
looks wobbly.
It's not too bad. It actually locks up pretty solid, but it's kind of flat and bladey. But again, that's a right side folder, so I had to swing it down out of the way of the charging handle.
Yeah, that one's pretty far down right here. It's pretty angled.
That may be tweaked too. Somebody may have kind of
bent it.
Put a little bit of tweakage to it.
Back end weight on that.
Oh, that does. I'm going to admit to you.
The AMD65 maybe. I think the AMD65 folder might be a little bit more miserable.
Yeah, I had an AMD65 underfolder. That's the one that beat the crap out of my jawbone.
Let's see if I can find it. This one?
That one.
Oh, yeah.
That is the most miserable stock.
Yes, that just looks like a piece of wire that they just found.
Well, it's not even tall. It's not even the right location to use it for a cheek weld, or you can't even put a chin weld on that thing.
The Hungarian AMD65. Yeah.
That is much worse than the crutch.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
And what's crazy is the lead photo of that is a dude. Do you have that lead photo? Is that a dude or a chick? Oh, that's a chick.
Where?
Go type into your search engine AMD65, no space, no hyphen, and you're going to get your top search result will probably
I don't want porn on here now.
No, you retard. AMD65.
Okay.
With no.
That used to be an old AK website, AMD65.com. I wonder if it's still alive.
Yeah, there's an image of a woman in a gray helmet with a gray uniform. Did you type in AMD65?
Right
No
there.
hyphens or anything?
Yeah, right there. AMD65.
What are you using as a search engine?
DuckDuckGo.
Like I say, yeah,
that's,
go.
that's why.
DuckDuckGo.
But yeah,
Quack, quack.
it's classic. Hey, hold this gun and let me take your picture, kind of a thing. Because she's holding, it's got a foregrip, and she's holding onto the magazine,
Showing it like a Gucci bag.
Yeah, it's just
Well, your
horrible.
search results are always going to be related to your other history, your other search engines.
Oh, so there you go, Paul.
Well, this is actually a story from American Rifleman from 2021. They did a review of the FEG AMD65. But yeah,
I think we kind of answered this one.
Oh, I see what it is. Yeah,
you found the
you see what it is?
Yeah, that's a dude.
Is that a dude?
That's a dude. Yeah, that's a dude.
His pronouns are he, him.
Wait. So the AMD 65s have an awesome front grip.
Yeah.
And he's holding the magazine.
He's holding the magazine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And no. I got it. The caption is an Afghan uniformed police woman practices her marksmanship at the Kabul Military Training Center.
Send me that link in the comments, Joe.
Oh man. That's funny.
Chat.
Oh, it's wiki. Go to AMD 65 wiki. It's in the wiki.
Okay.
Oh, and I somehow have navigated to the Cyrillic wiki.
Oh, and there's another Afghan police woman with a super nice foregrip holding onto the magazine.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's it. There's like multiple pictures of Afghan police women holding those guns, totally ignoring that thing that sticks out from in the front.
It's designed.
The handgun.
It's like, why would you hold that thing? Why would you hold
the
that
AMD 65, the rear, the pistol grip, like the firing pistol grip, is the same grip.
Yeah, they're identical.
That they just turn around and put up front.
Yeah.
So
they're just reversed.
Billions of those grips around.
Yeah.
But that's stock. So it's a little push
an
button.
Abortion. Oh,
and it folds over, and you would think it'd be really strong because it's a good shear. But I've seen those
doesn't look
pins
strong at
just
all.
shear right out. Well, the hinge mechanism itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. That's gonna be the worst stock.
It's absolutely yes.
It's the worst stock. Period.
It's just terrible.
And you can't hold the gun anywhere except. Well, I guess you can hold the magazine.
Well,
you can't hold that gun anywhere but on those two grips because everything gets so blasted hot.
Oh yeah, everything else is metal. Yeah, it's like a waffle iron. And that's why they put them there, is because it is like a waffle iron.
Yep.
So Esom also asked, when it comes to furniture on your AK, do you prefer the classic wood or even polymer design, or do you like the modern railed M-LOK designs such as the ODS Merc or what's on the Gen 2 Galil Ace? I like the more modern stuff myself.
Well, everything that Brian does is magic. So we know that.
I like personally, aesthetically, I like the original, whether it's wood or
aesthetically,
poly.
yes, I like the wood better if I'm hanging it or whatever. But if it's my own personal use and it's my battle gun, then I'm wanting rails and stuff.
Yeah, the Merc rail is awesome. I think the biggest positive of the Merc is that over top cover continuous rail.
Yeah.
So you can put a solid good magnified optic.
Yeah, like this. Wait, I need to quit sharing my screen.
Unshare your screen. There you go.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
Jeez.
Is that a rifle? Okay.
Yeah, it's full size. It's not a pistol. I got the Primary Arms ACSS 7.62 by 3.9 1-6 on here.
I've got a Vortec Razor on mine.
I really like the reticle in this. It's awesome.
Yeah, the ACS program is pretty cool. some of them get a little bit much.
Yeah.
A little busy.
Oh, you think? We had a guy.
Busy.
We had a guy show up at our long range class with one of those, and he was having we were trying to hold wind, right? Because believe it or not, it's windy in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And so
it's got wind.
as soon as we got to 300, I'm like, you guys need to start calling wind and holding wind. And he was having a hell of a time. And I'm like, what is going on? I got down and looked through his scope, and I was like, holy fuck balls. There was no it had the center aiming device was a chevron. Then it had like wings out to the side, but the wings weren't connected, so you couldn't do a standard, like if you dialed to 300 or 400, 500, whatever, you couldn't just do a like half mil, hold, because there's nothing. You're just holding in outer space. And I was like, oh, holy balls, dude.
Come through.
Let's see what we got. Let's see.
Who sold you this thing?
No,
is he going to try? You're going to try and get a
awesome
reticle shot?
We'll try. Yeah.
Good luck. Does that have the chevron and the broken crosshair and the?
This is not working, Marty.
There it is.
No, it's not going to work.
You don't see it?
There. No.
Oh, let me turn it on.
No.
Let me turn it on.
Hold on. Let's just Google the primary.
Just Google it.
ACS.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure they got it.
too.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
This is the 300 blackout 762 by 39 1-6.
All right.
So I don't turn the light on either. So
yeah,
it's not as thick when you don't do that. But anyway.
the trick with these scopes though is a lot of people buy these things and they never shoot them beyond 50 or 100 yards, and then if they go out to shoot a long range, they realize that they're very much lacking.
Well, I was using their 3X Prism, and it's got it's got the chevron. I was nailing targets at 350 with it all day.
Yeah, I do like
I said long
Prism
range,
side,
Marty.
It makes sense.
350 is not long range.
For an AK. For an AK, it's long range.
Well, I mean that's good. That's good. But yeah.
Smart ass.
Yeah, that's East Coast long range. West Coast long range starts at 5.
Yeah. Well, if I had 5, I probably could have done it. I need to put my camera back now.
I put an open invitation for you to come out and shoot long range like 10 years ago, and you just haven't taken me up on it, so I don't want to hear it.
You gotta
wait. Have you been out there for 10 years?
No, I'm lying. I've only been out for 6.
Yeah, I was like, time doesn't fly that.
No, no, it's only been this was our 6th year. This year's our 6th year. Yeah.
Here's another question. Let's see if you guys can answer this one. It's also from Gla True. Is a B&T APC-9 style collapsing stock possible for the AK?
Again, we already covered that one.
We did. The underfolder already makes the AK
everything
quite a bit wider. The design obviously works. Make it happen, Brian.
Everything's possible with AK. Just should you?
Yeah. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Which makes people want to do it anyway. I think that's most of our questions. A lot of them we've already covered most of this stuff. As far as, is there anything else you guys would like to add to the folders or the furniture in general, just AK furniture in general? Anything new and exciting you've seen out there?
Unless it's a Dragunov, it should not have a Dragunov stock.
That's a good point.
That's.
What about optics mounting devices? Have you guys seen anything new and exciting in that area?
Everything that is probably just the Merc rail, the Ultimac rail, or like a legit Russian, or the really good 7075 RS Regulate side rail mounts. Anything other than that, like, just don't.
Yeah, the problem with AK makers is that they listen to their customers instead of giving their customers what they need. Brian, with that the genius that he came up with that freaking riser, that was,
Mm-hmm.
and
the original.
Yeah, the original.
The RTS.
The originating Occam Defense product.
This?
Right.
I got it right here.
Yeah. The fact that American AK makers didn't license that from him immediately is retarded. It's literally retarded, because there's absolutely no reason why Century shouldn't be making a gun with that on it. And I like Century, but they totally missed the boat on that.
Well,
I don't know.
All the companies did.
All of them did. Every company did, and
all of them.
And it's so simplistic and intelligent, but it needs to come from the factory. So it is amazing to me, and I'm glad Brian is doing really well with what he's doing. But it is amazing to me that AK manufacturers, whether it's AK USA or Century or whomever, did not license that from Brian and make that standard on their factory guns is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It just shows a tremendous amount of short-sightedness on their part.
It's just that little piece right there. The rear sight tower.
Yeah, the rear sight tower.
One of the impending dooms, though, right now for the AK platform. So the ATF was supposed to announce the brace points system, the final ruling, at the end of July. I think they foregoed that because the assault weapons ban is so close. I think they were waiting to see if that goes through. But one of the significant points increases is, does the thing that's being called a brace on, is it required for the gun to operate? On an AR, yes. AKs, no. So that's going to be a significant little problem there.
Well, can I say something to the Talking Lead audience?
Why wouldn't you?
All right, Talking Lead audience, listen up. You need to look. You need to find sometime in the next hour or so. Find a mirror and look in that mirror and say to that mirror, "Say, I am a slave, or I am a free man," and you need to mean it, because depending on what you say to the mirror is going to depend on your future and the future of this nation. The ATF is a bureaucracy. They're not a legislative branch.
Nope.
They can't create law. The fact that we've allowed a rogue, out-of-control bureaucracy to just create law, and not only create law, but just to do it arbitrarily.
That's
like, oh yeah, we said that was okay, but we changed our mind because we sent our agents out into a school to kill people, so we're going to change our mind. No, that's not a representative republic. You need to find a mirror, look into it, and you need either say the words, "I am a slave," or you need to say the words, "I am a free man," and you need to believe those, and you need to act accordingly. And the idea that this rogue bureaucracy can just arbitrarily decide to change our lives, that we have to live our lives based on what some Washington bureaucracy comes up with. They wake up in the morning like, "Hey, how are we going to fuck with them today? I don't know, but I bet we can do it." That's not a republic. That's not a representative republic. That's not the country that we were designed to be. And the reason that they get away with it is because we allow them to.
Yep, 100%.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm old, and I've dodged the Reaper a couple of times now, and I'm all done waking up. And I never did, but I never did wake up and wonder, what do I have permission to do today?
Yeah.
And if you wake up wondering, what do I have permission to do today, you're a slave.
Yeah.
And if you look at guns as toys that you use to play games, well, those toys are going to be taken away from you. But if you look at a gun as an instrument of liberty and you say, no, that's an instrument of liberty, and without it, I don't have it, then it's a different mindset. And I'm all done. I'm off my soapbox.
I like it. Words to live by, leadheads, definitely. And you got to start now. You got to start local. You got to start with your local representatives and politicians and inundate them, and then work your way up.
Tell them you're not going to put up with it.
Show them you're not going to put up with it. Also,
show them putting up with it. and no more deal making, no more, no more. Well, we'll take this for this. No more deals.
No compromises. You can't.
No more compromises.
Can't have it.
Dude, we've been at this for 2 hours, Marty, and I'm hungry.
It's time to eat. We're wrapping it up. We just went through our listener questions. Let's. What 2 questions did you like the best? What questions did you like best?
Well, I tell you what, the one that spurred probably the most thought was the AMD65 one.
Okay, let's see who asked that.
That spurred a lot of thought.
Yeah,
that was. I think that was Esom, maybe. Let's see.
They're jumping up and down, screaming at the radio right now, like, "Hey, I said it."
I think that was just Joe.
No. Somebody brought it up.
Somebody
had AMD.
No,
yeah, somebody brought it up. They said
with the Egyptian crutch.
Oh, the Egyptian crutch.
The worst stock. I'm like, no, it is not the worst stock. The worst stock is, in fact,
Glautreus. Glautreus. You are the winner of. What do we want to give him? A tray or the Seal one? I'll let you pick.
It's your choice, man.
Pick one, Joe.
Give him the
I
Seal
like the tray. Give him both.
All right, he's gonna get the tray, and then for our Seal 1 CLP, protect your gun, keep it from all those nasty corrosive stuff that can happen to it. Clean, lubed, protect with Seal 1, seal1.com. Use the code LEADHEAD, get 25% off. Or you participate and be a lucky winner like...
Get free stuff.
Let's see. If your Romanian underfolder dong is bent, no, we won't do a dong one. Let's see. How about... PPRN, how durable is the Magpul AK folding stock? Did we talk about that?
No, but I've not seen one. Well, let me rephrase that. I've not seen one fail, but they do have a tendency of rattling loose if you don't absolutely Loctite the ever-living dog shit out of them.
Yeah.
But I've not seen the hinge mechanism fail. I've even used them for butt stroking things just to see, and it's pretty solid stock.
Let's see. Old weird guy, is the furniture as easy to customize as it is on an AR?
Sure, yes.
How about we pick Pew Pew RN?
All right, there you go. Pew Pew RN.
He wins.
Which one is that?
One. He asked how durable is the Magpul AK folding stock?
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, and they make a couple of different ones, right? They've got this one, and then they've also got a different one.
Really?
Don't they?
Do they?
Is this the only folding one they have? I thought they had another one.
Don't think there's another one.
They got a fixed stock one though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Well, there you go. That does it for another episode of the Talking Lead AK Corner. Leadheads, appreciate everybody participating. Sorry for the short notice. I mean, we've still got people posting questions on here as we're doing the show, but we'll get you next time. So next AK Corner, we're going to be doing the contest. So this is where you guys have the opportunity between now and the next AK Corner. Actually, the cutoff's going to be September 10th to make your post with any Century Arms firearm. Put it on Instagram. You can put it on Facebook, but make sure you tag Talking Lead. You tag our sponsors. You use the hashtag TLBFT47. And it can be any Century Arms firearm, and you can have other firearms in there as well. And, of course, the more of our sponsors and friends of the show that you have in your post as well. So if you got something student of the gun you want to put in there, that would be awesome. You tag Paul. You want to got some Aklys Defense stuff in there. Tag Aklys Defense. Put that in there. But we're going to be judging that next AK Corner, September 10th, the cutoff. I want to see those entries. Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to be on. Appreciate your knowledge, brother. Couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, good talking to you guys. Good talking to you, Joe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good
Joe,
talking to you. It's been a while, Paul.
Yeah.
Joe, maybe we can get you on with a video next time so we can see your big, beautiful face. Anything new and exciting going on at Aklys that you want to make sure the Leadheads know?
Just our new suppressor technology. We're rocking and rolling with them.
Okay. So go check them out, aklysdefense.com, and then Student of the Gun. You guys know where to go find Paul.
At studentofthegun.com.
You got any new books out, Paul?
Are you kidding? I got all kinds of new books out.
All right, we need to talk about those.
A rifle book out. I got a shotgun book out. I got a I've got a precision rifle book out, a pistol book, and a shotgun book, and the instructor manual.
Somebody's getting killed over there.
That's not here.
And then your buddy, the author that we need to have on and talk about his.
Oh, Nicholas Orr, man.
Nicholas Orr.
His pipe hitter books are going crazy, so just check those out.
I've got one down and halfway through the second one, so
you got to get on that, man. But I got to get going.
I'm doing it.
So
we're all doing it. We're all leaving now, so we're signing off. Leadheads, go show Paul some love. Go show Aklys. Go show Sentry. All our sponsors that make this show possible. The AK Corner. I'll be looking for your post. If you have questions, let me know. TalkingLead@gmail.com. Until next week, guys. Get in there and be competitive with your post.